Don't you hate trying to find an email? Hey, good Shane, how are you? Where did I put that email? No, it's got to be here somewhere. Thank you. The shed's sick and really looking forward to getting some work done. House is going well, guys. I'll have to get to all your questions soon. So I'm planning on doing the Q&A here live. Yeah, the shed is sick. I love it, but she still needs a bit of work. It's still very empty. I'm trying to find email at the moment, but I'm having difficulties. I figured now is as good a time as any to do the live stream. Good stuff, man. Good to see some other people making some videos. I've had another guy, Reese, I don't know if he's in here yet. He started his own channel as well. So the main content is getting out there. Oh, there it is, that way. Beer fridge is non-existent at the moment. I do have a homebrew keg, but I've got to work on that. That is a definite must. Beach wedding. Oh, where's his damn email? So I got my oil analysis back. I'm going to be covering a bit of that in the live stream as well. I'm just trying to find the email for it and then we'll get cracking. Oh, gee, it can't have been that far back. No, it wasn't. Or am I in the wrong damn email address? Should have done this first. Oh, my phone's up there, can't do that. How's the quality? Is the video coming through alright? Microphone, all that nonsense? I just got it the other day. Where is it? Or did I mark it as important? Sweet. Thank you. All's good. Alright. I'm going to do it this way. Oil test result. There we go, that one. Found it. Alright. Ethel's oil analysis. Alright. Only 4 of you here at the moment. I'll crack open some of this sake while I wait. Oof. Alright. I had a few good questions from some of you guys. A couple in particular, I think were about the house. So let me quickly go over these and then we'll get on to some of your questions in the stream. My engine is an L36. it did not start life as an L67, so it was just a shitter. Ethel's engine is just a shitter L36. It's just got the upgraded pistons, rods and stuff, but I'm not going to get too much detail about the engine. I'm going to do a lot more of that with the build breakdown. I'm going to cover basically everything that it's taken to get this car to this spot, and try and keep it as detailed as I possibly can. But yeah, started life as a shitty L36, the engine that came in it, and popped it a few times, a few too many. Still might be having issues with it, but aside from that, I mean, it drove here in the shed, as I told you in the last video. One of the questions I had in my video was from Orion Tyak, I think that's how you pronounce it. His question is, do you think Ethel will always have Mang Mang in it, given the cheapness of Barras and LSs? I'd like to think so. Barras and LSs are cheap, but Eco Mangs are cheaper. And they might not quite make as much power, especially standard, but I think they can still hold their own, especially considering an Eco Mang $300 or $400, and LS is $1,500 or $1,000 if you're lucky. So we'll see how we go with the next build coming up as to like stock motor sort of power type of deal with that. I'll give a little bit more away on that build at the end of the stream tonight. Clean up. Braden Charles, I think that's how to pronounce your first name, mate. He said, hey mate, how'd you do the VY conversion on the front? It's a VZ, but it wasn't that hard. It's still the VT bonnet, so the bonnet's, oh that's backwards. The bonnet's still VT, but both guards, bumper and headlights are all VZ. The guards I brought new, as I got the headlights and the bumper as a package deal off good old Gumtree. So it's not too hard. You are supposed to do the bonnet because it doesn't quite fit down the bottom where the headlights and the front bumper meets the bonnet, just over there. There's a bit of a gap there. To do it properly, I should throw a VZ bonnet on it and the scuttle panel. Move out of the way. The scuttle panel up there, you're supposed to put the VZ or VY one on it as well. VY would be very much the same. Headlights, bumper, fenders, and if you want to do it right, what the fuck was that thing? The bonnet and the scuttle panel. Apart from that, it's not too bad. You've got a VY VZ conversion. The back is a little bit more trickier, as they're just way too different. I wouldn't even attempt at that point. You'd just go and buy a new shell. Ethel is just the name of this particular car, and I also like it because it can be used as an abbreviation for ethanol. Kind of. New to cars, man, that's not bad. There's lots to learn and lots of people out there to teach it. As long as you got to ask questions. That is how I started. High school, I knew cars. But anyway, the Aussie, he asks how the build is going. I've got something special. One of the best things that I've ever brought for myself. If you ever wanting to get started in welding, the best way to do it is to just start. I have still down there, shitty little DC TIG. It's great for steel, stainless and all that. It does wonderful at that. But the Boss Weld is a bit better, a bit more expensive, and it does AC, so it can do the aluminium, which just expands your horizons as far as things that you're able to weld, like intakes, intercoolers, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, short of it, the Boss Weld was good. I haven't had any troubles with it yet, actually. I know the knob is still on there. I lost the knob in the move. That's been the only thing. Got a quick connect in the back to the gas. runs great. Here we go. Here's a good one. So Speed King 72, he asked me how much timing is in the run when I did the 750 horsepower pull. I'd have to double check, which I can do here quickly if you bear with me a minute, but I think it wasn't very much. We didn't need much in it. And when I asked Scott, no sheds kids, it's too clean, man, too clean. When I asked Scott about if we should throw another degree in it, his answer was basically why, it's making good power anyway, which is true. The way I figured, why stress the engine any more than I need to by pushing too much timing when it's already making good power. So what I'll do quickly is pop up the log from that day and tell you exactly. Find a pool here. Might even swing this camera around and show you guys. Yeah, they do, but they also choke you out a bit too. So what do we got here? Here's one of the pools, I think. 150, no, that's not a pool. This must not be. Yeah, this would be the fucking Dino done. Sorry guys, I'm trying to find out timing. There we go, that's a good pull there. What's that? It's about 28 pounds of boost, and ignition angle in degrees is 15. Yeah, so I've only got about, I think it drops down to about 14.5 total at 750 horsepower. I did contemplate putting another degree in it, but Scott was like, well, he has no experience with these engines, and I figured, well, why stress it any more than I need to. Boosted built garages, the Buicks are good. Where did that comment go? There. Let's see if I can keep this up. Okay. Yeah, I like, what's his name? Boosted built garages, his ute's cool. I think he's been a little bit of a bitch with it though. I would like to see him pushing more boost and power. This year, well, my goal originally was 800 horsepower, and making 755 is damn well nearly there. So I'm calling that target met, and I bumped it up to a higher target, but I don't know if that's going to be doable this year with the gearbox that's in it and if the engine's chewing itself up. But definitely not suspension. I don't really need to do anything with the suspension in it at the moment. It's just the standard struts with king springs in the front, petted shockies in the back. Parts, a lot of it's eBay. I get a lot from eBay or local suppliers for engine parts. Yeah, he is holding back. Very nice build. I like what he did with the screamer pipe out the inner fender well. That was really cool. Mace, yeah, some of the mace parts are in this thing. Sick. That's a good find, finding a VY colour the same as a VT. I painted all mine myself anyway, so it wasn't really a big issue, but that's lucky. Definitely this is sequential. The H pattern in the T56 is shit. It's especially this, I got the eBay short throw shifter, maybe the stock one's not so bad. Definitely the sequential. They're just fucking expensive. Way too expensive for me. Although it is on the bucket list. should I go to get one? Okay, here's a good one. So Jazz Floors, I think that's your last name, dude. Sorry if it's not. He asked, how much roughly was it to engineer your car or the blue tag on the strut tower? So in Queensland we call that a mod plate. Being in the automotive industry, I'm actually doing the blue plates myself now. But I have a very good, or actually my TAFE teacher was doing blue plates at the time and he did it for me for next to nothing, so I got really lucky there. But generally I've seen them go from anywhere from about 150 to 500, excuse me, Starkey is kicking my ass. I've seen them go anywhere from about 150 to 500 bucks, depending where you are, who you speak to, etc. But I lucked out there. Well, not really lucked out. Yeah, I guess I did. This isn't really a question, but, well, it sort of is. 71510 asks, it says, MX6 sounds like an interesting build. It will be. It's kind of been pushed back onto the back burner again. They do have a low profile bonnet and I have measured it, and there's going to be some bits that are going to be out of it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to keep it all in. Hey Aiden, I'm doing well, thank you. I've just had a crazy week this week. Finally back now after the marriage and my wife's family's all gone home. So I figured I'd take the opportunity to have a couple of drinks and do this quick live stream. I'm not sure if it's going to fit in the MX6, but I'm going to damn well try. Thank you everyone for the congrats on the new house. It's not a very fancy ring. Got a couple of gems in it, but yeah. Was there any other questions? No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, so yeah. That's all the questions that you guys asked. I still think there was maybe one or two that I might have missed. Turbo manifolds for your car. Well, supporting mods are going to depend on power you're trying to make. Really, that's going to be the defining question. What was that one, dude? Would love to stay in chat. Yeah, mate, no worries. Throw any other questions you guys want in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. If not, I'll go back through, and any that I missed, I'll try and answer them in there. So if you've got to put the kiddies to bed, throw a comment or question, and I'll either answer it and you can rewatch it, or I'll answer it there. Oh, man, these comments keep going away. Can I get them to stay? All messages are visible. Yeah, okay. Hatchback Civic turbo build. Yeah, kilometers isn't really a problem. When throwing a turbo onto a car. It doesn't really sort of, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Sloppy Mechanics. He smashed out 1000 block LS. I found his build and videos on that very interesting, and actually quite a lot of useful information in there. So he found that the high mile engine, the rings had lost all their tension, and it just wasn't holding the compression in there really, so he found it would just plateau at 700 or 800 horsepower, and he had to basically put some new standard rings on it, slap it all back together, and he managed to nitrous it, over 1,000. So kilometres isn't really a thing. This thing had 300,000 on it when I first slapped the turbo on it. It's all going to depend on how far you want to push it. Yeah, fuck the coronavirus. Cunts buying all the shit in Woolies. Can't even. Went to Woolies yesterday or the day before to buy some meat for the Mrs. family in Australia. All the shelves were empty. Couldn't even buy fucking sausages. People are stupid. Boosting LS1, sick. Top ramps. Basically, Google. What's the brand now? Like a Total Seal or another ring company. I don't know. One of the ring manufacturers. They'll have like a recommended sheet for low boost, high boost, or low boost, medium boost, and high boost. Sort of work around that. I usually go a little bit bigger than that. The rings in Ethel are both about 30 thou, top and bottom the same. You want the bottom a little bit bigger though, just so that way compression doesn't get stuck in between them and they flutter. My engine builder said to go the same size, but I disagree. Here's that camera. Oh, the camera's over there. Yeah, it is fucking stupid. Oh. That turbo manifold off here. Oh, yeah, sick. Fully built. Morticia, is your Eco built or is it stock? Advice for LS1 conversion in VIR. Make it fit. What's the diff? I think the diffs are pretty weak in them. I had VHs and I killed multiple of them. I don't think they're gonna be able to hold much. Ecotech fuel cut. Depends on the settings in the ECU. Mine had a fuel cut of 30 psi, which I didn't realise at the time, and it was stopping us from pushing it any further. So I had to bump it up. A fuel cut is something that will be set in your ECU. If it's a standard one, you'll have to set it, or it will come with a preset value when you load that tune into it, and you'll just have to adjust it or check and adjust it from there. I think an LS1 and a VR is a bit tight, aren't they? I know they're a squeeze in between the VH's strut towers. Fully built motor. Anything about as much as that one. So is it rods and pistons or crank as well? Because cranks will be able to make it take a lot more power. This standard crank is unknown. Cheap ECUs, Suit VTVXs, the standard VR auto ones are cheap. Okay, just rods and pistons, I'll get back to that. The VR auto ones are cheap, as in because they're a standard one, and then you buy the NVRAM to suit and tune that if you want to go to a map-based system. The VTVX ECU is tunable with an NVRAM. I'm not sure about the VX. I think it's when they went to a flash-based system, so it makes it a bit more difficult. Fucking Aussies. far as cheap goes, I think ECU masters are probably, yeah, I thought VX was flash based. So it can be done. It's more like the LS style where you need HP tuners or something to tune it, and you can't live tune it. So the benefits of the VT prior is you put the NVRAM in it, has like a little battery and a few other bits and pieces of wizardry, and you can tune it live. Whereas the VX one, you'll have to do a pull, make some changes, do a pull and see if those changes were good. Whereas or the VR to VT with the NVRAM, you can do it all live. As far as cheap ECUs go, I believe ECU Masters at the moment is the cheapest on the market, but it is not made to fit any of the Commodores. You have to make it fit using using this stuff. This is what I buy with them. So you'll buy the ECU, it'll come with these, your plugs or connectors and your pins, and then a loom. It's all pre-terminated, and then it'll come with the pin-out diagram, and you get the pin-out to the car and wire it all in to match, which I need to do again for this. It's going to suck. Yeah, Nugget Garage, I'm not going to get into it too much. I feel they probably could have pushed it a bit more. I think they did push it a bit more at the track, but I'm not sure. It's still good power. It's going to be fast. Oh, okay. I didn't know it was possible. Last I knew, the flash tune ECUs live tuning was impossible because they were flash tuned. And rods and pistons in an eco, don't know the limit for you, but this is just rods and pistons at the moment, so anywhere near that, maybe more. I'm going to find out. Manual, it would have made more with the manual because of the less drivetrain loss, but the car's going to be faster with the auto. I need to get my hand out of the camera. No worries, mate. Wiring sucks, I hate it. Solid axle in mine. No, the VTs are independent. It's got, I'm going to be covering all this in the build breakdown, but it's motive 3.9 diff gears, standard diff carrier with my shim mod. If you haven't watched that video, it's down in my videos. Angry Diff Special it's called. Go and check that out. And it's got Petters half shafts in it that are tighter tolerance. They've been working fine so far. Anyway, this video is starting to get pretty long. So I've got a couple of things to cover. One, the oil analysis for Ethel. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but basically they found a bunch of copper, a bunch of iron, and a bunch of lead in it. Not much aluminium, not much chromium, not much tin or nickel. Where was it? Yeah, okay. So the diagnosis that they gave was high copper level in isolation is probably a result of leaching of oil cooler core or additive reaction, and does not indicate wear. All other wear levels appear satisfactory for first sample. PQ index number, ferrous metal, higher than typical. Silicon level most likely due to seal and gasket material reaction with the lubricant. Water content acceptable, fuel dilution satisfactory. Viscosity within specified operating range. Their action is, as oil and filters already changed, and if filter debris was acceptable, which it was, resample at a reduced service interval to monitor an established wear trend. So basically, got to do some more Ks in it, and cross your dicks that it's not chewing itself apart. Yeah, I might consider doing these more. I've always wanted to do a live stream. Never had the subscriber count to be able to do it before, so I figured Q&A was probably the perfect time to give it a go. But yeah, so basically, as far as the email was really confusing because they reckon that it might be chewing itself apart, but the diagnosis in the actual report itself says that it's not. So I'm going to redo my wiring, do some more Ks in the car, beat on it a little bit, go out for a race, and then, well, if it munches itself, I don't know what to do. It's a very expensive engine and I can't afford to replace it. But hopefully it doesn't. Other than that, the other news I have is my MX-6 build I announced. It's going to have to get pushed back. I have another build, basically. This last week has been very crazy with the wedding and getting all that organised. And amidst that, when my family now, when they arrived in Brisbane, my missus' car shit itself on the way home. Made it there fine, but on the way back, it shit itself. A few other bits and pieces happened. I crashed my ute, so it's got to get repaired. Nearly died out in the tinny in the bay because it's too small for it. But I'm on the lookout for a hoist, so I'm going to get a hoist. I've got to check the depth of the concrete. I've had a quick look. It looks like there's a bit more than 4 or 5 inches. So I'll grab a tape out later one day and give it a quick measure. So hoist is coming. I've gotten permission for that. Got to find a second-hand one cheap. And then she's given me her car because we're going to go borrow another new one tomorrow. And it's going to get that stock eco slapped into it as cheaply as possible, and it's going to be a budget turbo beater type thing. Maybe even rival Kevin. Play a bit more on that. Not a call out yet, but yeah. Kevin, I'm coming for you in that, but might have a contender. So yeah, I'm going to do stock eco with head studs, 4L60E because I have one, VR Auto ECU because I have one, and shitty eBay turbo and one of my budget, yeah, I think I'll do the budget. Do the basic turbo setup they're going to be offering for sale, which is standard factory driver's side to a crossover and an aftermarket passenger that I'll manufacture with a turbo flange and turbo on it. See what we can push out of that. Those are going to be offering for about $800. But I'll get more into that nonsense when I start making them. I've got 1000cc injectors here. It'll go on ethanol. 4L60 I'm a bit concerned about, but see what happens. I've got 2. I think I've got 2 in stock, so I might throw a shift kit in it quick, show you how that's done. I don't think it's really going to help it any. The VR Auto ECU, I'll be able to do a little bit of tuning of the auto to get it to hold together, but most of it will push through one. It was about 300 horsepower, so we'll find out. So stick around for that. That's coming. That's coming first. That wiring, I got to get that sorted. Then I think it's probably race time. After that, oh, Kevin's getting a good engine, isn't he? Maybe better engine. Don't know. Tune the VR Auto ECU, I use Tuner Pro. So do most of the guys, almost all the guys on PCM hacking. Haven't had a chance to play with HP tuners yet, but I'd love to. NVRAM and 12p is the go, but I prefer the 11p because it has spark cut on the limiter, not just fuel cut. The 12p doesn't offer a spark cut limiter, and I love my spark cut limiter. Yeah. Thank you all for tuning in. No worries. Is that a standard ring gap or is that an aftermarket one? Yeah, I didn't realise either. I got lucky and went for the VR Auto because it was map and it would control the 4L60. The later ones had 4L60s, so they will control the 4L60 and their map. And if you throw an VRAM in it, which is 11p because of the VR, VNVP I think was the 12p, and the Commodore, they don't offer spark cut limiter. The things you learn. But yeah, was that LS ring gap standard or aftermarket? Because if it's standard, you're going to want to go a bit bigger if you're going to be boosting it. 23 for the second. Interesting. I need more sake. Oh, it's hot in this shed with the door closed. BT is 5-speed. Yes, you just leave the auto transmission unplugged. It'll throw error codes and have a hissy fit, but you turn all the automatic settings off in the menu, which I did when I converted from auto to manual. And it still works. So I'll open this. It's almost like I prepared to be here for a little while, but this video is getting long and I don't want to have it too long for other people that are going to be watching back. Mild boost, yeah. My engine builder recommended that as like a minimum setting, and he said add a couple third of that. It'll probably be fine, but I found when I disassembled this engine after the first build that a couple of them had touched, so I opted to go a bit bigger. I think I was like 25 thou. No, I was even a bit tighter than that. And so these I opened up to like 30 thou. Let's see if I can give you guys a bit of a walk around. I was not happy about that at all. Okay. Battery we got in this thing. Not enough, it's gonna die. Yeah, I'll just set them both and send it. I think that'll be there, you guys. So this is one of the logs here from the Dino day, or at least the Dino day. But you can see here the map's at 260 kPa. And the ignition angle is only 15 degrees, so it's not a lot of timing, but here she is, and it still needs a very good clean. My main problem with this wiring loom is down here. There's a big engine bay fire from when I started it, and all of that got roasted. So I think my cam sync wires are in there. I did go through and try and patch it and clean it up best I could, but I think that it's just toast. So I'll start it again and see what happens. Could be your bad internet. I mean, it looks okay through my camera. Turbo. The turbo S366. So it's a 66mm compressor wheel. I can't remember the turbine wheel. There's a 0.86 rear housing. I had thought about going up to the 1.5, I think they offer. Not 1.5, 1.05. But the turbo's still got some left in it, so I'm not too concerned about that just yet. I need to redo the coil pack wiring. The eBay shifter, like I said before, it works okay. It's just a bit notchy for my liking. When I got the 256, he'd been trying to buy it to get it to tilt back for a different car, so it was all butchered and I couldn't use it. But I'm going to do big breakdown. Yeah, I'm out in the shed, so I'm away from the Wi-Fi. Alright, well, I think that's where I'm going to call it then. Can have a look at the wall for a second. Well, I think I'll leave it there. 43 minutes of a live stream seems to be a bit long. I hope I answered everyone's questions all right. I've got, like I said, some videos coming. I've got a lot of work to do, mostly. The E46, did I say E36 before? I might have. I missed the car's at E46, so it's going to be interesting to get an Ecotech to fit into it. It's only 318i, it's not the 328 or 325. I like having eardrums, but I would love to get in the shed. I don't know if any of you noticed, but in my Dino video, one of the pulls when we Scott touched limiter, and you can see a big flame pop out the bottom of the front of the car from the limiter. When I was playing through the videos, I went, oh shit, she spat a flame out there. But anyway, 46 with an eco is coming. It's going to be sold off once it's finished and I've done everything that I want to do with it. So if you want to get a hold of a corn-fed boost built E46, get at me when it happens. I'd love to do a giveaway, but merch just doesn't sell to do that. Sick. I don't think she would have got as excited as you did though. Or I did. I loved it. Oh, I'm still not wearing it. God damn. I'm probably the shittiest YouTuber there is. Got my own shirt and I'm hearing the Dragon Ball Z tea. But anyway, alright. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna leave it here. If I can figure out how to end it, I don't know how to end this. This is all new to me. Thank you all for watching. Key points to note: hoist, a lot of work, racing, and a new build. That'll sum it up. Yeah. Go, Reese, I know you've brought a shirt, hopefully you got it soon. The other fella's got it. Grab yourself your stickers. I've got a sticker order there I need to ship out. I haven't had time to ship any orders out because I've been getting married. Gonna get back into that, get them shipped out, and yeah. who knows? If I get stuck here for 14 days in isolation, I've got plenty of work and videos to come, I guess. But thank you all for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Hey, glad she arrived. I don't know how to end this. Oh yeah, there it is. All right. Yeah, I think I need to stream some more. Glad you got your shirt, dude. I hope it fits well and looks cool. I mean, what am I talking about? Of course it's gonna look cool. Anyway, see ya. Or bye bye.